ready for some idiots talking about shit. Here is Justin, Tony, Destin, Andy. It's BACC Talk.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of BACC Talk. Took the week off last week, but we had a really long podcast, and we were able to break up into two, so I hope you enjoyed last week's and the weeks before, part one and part two with Blair. That was a lot of fun. But we're back. We finally have it done. It's been like, I don't know, 6 episodes. But we finally have the crew back together. Everybody's here. All the assholes are here. The top dog's here. So we're good to go. And everybody had a really cool week, from what I understand. Probably except for Tony, who probably didn't do anything. But let's see what everybody's got going on. Fuck, you're like in the dark, Justin.
He went to the dark. Justin went to the dark side.
We might
Happy Halloween.
We might as well go Halloween. We might as well go right to Justin, who's feeling groovy. Justin,
I don't know what just happened. My ring light just went off. This ring light is, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, that just happened. But happy Halloween. We'll parlay it into, like, I did a bit there. I'm not going to fix the lighting situation. Hold on. This will be a little bit better. Thinking on my feet here. Anyway, my ring light just crapped out. And anybody that's a YouTuber knows what ring light is. You guys have ring lights? Might as well be my first question.
I did until my wife stole it the time she was on the podcast. Never returned it back to my desk. So
you guys got ring lights?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Nice. Tony?
Nope. No ring light. I'm just on the iPad.
All natural light for Tony.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
anyway, happy Halloween, everybody. Happy early Halloween.
Yeah, so Justin, what's going on with you? Feeling good today and sniffing some coke, or what are you doing?
I just did, yeah. See that? The YouTubers, there's no denying it. Nah, I got snot. Nothing exciting. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather, but in like I put myself in kind of way, if we'll allow that. So I want to have some fun. I have 5 questions to ask you guys that will help me learn about you. If you don't mind, we'll do that throughout the discussion. What do you think?
Oh, I like that. This will be interesting. I hope
my first question
was
really the ring light. My first question was really the ring light question. So 3 out of 4 have or do have had or do have ring light. And
all right, well, that's the first one. So we got that one out of the way. That was not as exciting as I would have hoped that we would have gotten for a question, but
well, there's still 4 more. It could get really good.
They're probably going to get worse as the show goes.
So as I go around and ask everybody what they did this past week. This past weekend, I actually was in North Carolina. Went down there for some racing. Went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and I actually got to hang out with Blair. Justin.
Nice. Yeah, I saw pictures on Facebook. Cool.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw Blair, shook his hand. He goes, "Man, it would have been cool if Justin came."
What day was it?
It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Who is he to know whether or not I came Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Well, I don't know. I mean, should we ask him? We'll fucking ask him.
Where was it? I saw pictures. It was a race, or?
Yeah, we went to North Carolina. We got rained out on the race, so we went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. But we did stay at a lake house and did some barbecuing and stuff like that. So it was really cool. But yeah, he was upset. We didn't go to a strip club, but he would have really enjoyed your company. So he missed you. He says next time. He says next time you got to bring Justin.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame I couldn't be there. But yeah, he seems cool. What do you guys think? He was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Blair's a good guy.
Yeah, he was a class act
you guys
the whole
know
weekend.
Him, right?
Class act all weekend. We were there to see him race. Fortunately, got rained out, but he called me Saturday morning, we came up with a plan. He knew kind of all the good stuff to do around there, and brought his mom, brought his aunts. We had a good time, so it was fun. Did NASCAR Hall of Fame. My wife was really happy when we got in the NASCAR simulators that she was able to beat Blair on the track. So she was excited about that. I came in P2. We set some of the fastest times of the week at the Hall of Fame, so we did pretty good. It was fun. It was real fun. So, but you got nothing else going on this past week? No gigs, no nothing fun. Are you sounding like Tony?
Yeah. I mean, I had gigs. I did like 3 gigs a week. Most recent being karaoke. That's always. I could do a reality show based on just any karaoke night. It's just uncanny some of the shit that goes down. Versus performance nights where it's just not exciting at all. It's weird. Like the people that sing karaoke, like every night. Like I've met some of them.
Yeah, that's. I know people that do it all the time. Like, is it they're trying to? They think they should be professional singers and are not, and maybe think they're going to get like noticed at karaoke at the local bar.
I don't know. I wrestle with that question as a performer who hosts it and like has been through the ups and downs of like my expectations and like where I end up, and like I've been there, so like it's like even more interesting for them to be like questioning that on a rung of like just doing karaoke, just singing to backing tracks. It's just interesting to me, Like, is there a circuit for people that like are really famous doing that?
I don't think so. I think I guess you would, if you were really good at karaoke, you would go on what's the show where they're all in the chair? Voice, right?
The Voice.
Yeah. That's like one of the things. Yeah, and I'm just not that minded. Like I don't watch shows like that. I don't view music as a competition. When I say like so and so sucks, but AC/DC is great. Like it's not really a level of like are they technically good? It's just like what I think. So I don't know how you can make a competition out of music, and like I very quickly turn away from that. So I think the competitiveness of how karaoke people come across and their expectations kind of is the same way for me.
Is there like prizes at the end of the night for the best karaoke performance?
There usually are. I don't have any. I don't have fucking shit to give. I'm like, oh, here you go. Here's here's this thing. Like, the prize is like the few minutes they get per song, and like you just see it in them, and like they just want everybody's attention, and like they just like there's just a level of like, but why do you think they would care? That I always kind of ask myself, like. When I get up to perform, it's not like everybody pay attention to me. Hey, who's talking over there? But like when you see karaoke people, they're almost like bothered by it in a way. Right. Like I said, I can make a fucking reality show out of it. Like these are just things you'd pick up and notice.
Wow.
But so that's it. That's like I could spend a whole episode on fucking karaoke in the future. I'll put my notes together if you want. But
yeah, that'd be fun down the line here. Having a week off, I forgot a lot of shit. So. Tits up, everybody! Forgot to start it on the right side. Do you still have your chocolate milk, Justin?
I have a millisip left. So.
Millisip.
But also speaking of great music, really good music and like rocking it out. I heard Dustin had a great weekend and went to one rockin' badass concert this weekend, didn't you, Dustin? You went to a rocker, didn't you?
Went back and rolled back to my old, younger years. I went and watched the Backstreet Boys with my wife. My wife always bucket list, always wanted to see them, so we went to check out the Backstreet Boys. That brought me back to my younger days.
So you and all the teenagers and all the girls that think they're teenagers.
Basically. A lot of girls there.
Love it, man.
A lot of girls there. But no, it was fun. It brought us back to when we were younger, and it was a bucket list for my wife, and she had to put up with me and Boone, Iowa for Super Nationals all week, so it's the least I could do is take her to Backstreet Boys. I enjoyed the show though too. They put on a good show, and they still, for 40-year-old men, they can still dance.
Well, I mean, it looks like you probably went and dressed the part as a teenager too. We've lost the beard, the hair's short. You probably had it nice and styled at the show.
No, we're still probably sweaty and stinky from Boone, Iowa.
Tell us about the rest of your weekend.
I headed out Labor Day morning for Boone, Iowa, about 4.5 hours away from us for IMCA Super Nationals. Watched about 450 dirt races. Over 1,000 cars entered and partied a lot. We drank a lot of beer and a lot of moonshine, a lot of alcohol, a lot of drink. But some nights we didn't get to bed till 7 o'clock in the morning. So made for the next day to be really interesting.
Very interesting.
But no, they put on a good show down there with that. They do so much to keep the fans entertained. I mean, it's a phenomenal sight. This is our second year doing it, and we loved every minute of it. We had a blast.
Would there have been anything really exciting and special going on there that Justin would have really enjoyed?
Might have saw a wet T-shirt contest that turned into a stripper show, but
For those of you who don't see it on the YouTube, Justin is rocking out, loving the fact that he missed the strippers.
What is that called when we see somebody go yeah and they do that arm thing? What's the name for that?
That's the Tiger. That's the Tiger Woods fist pump.
I guess the fist pump. Yeah, fist. That's what you call fist pump. So for those out there, it's like a fist pump. Like yeah, fucking wet T-shirt.
Which is like a Jersey Shore thing, right? Fist bump.
Yeah. Well, no, fist bumps.
No, fist bumps like this.
Yeah.
that's what I was doing at the concert last night.
Yeah, I bet you were.
What is it like? Like, what is it like when a guy goes like, "Oh, she just said yes to a date," yeah, and you do that arm thing, like you pull the fist towards.
That's
yeah.
the Tiger Woods fist pump. That's when he sunk that badass putt. He's like, oh yeah, like
Yeah, but people, I've been
that's
doing it long
showing
before
off
Tiger Woods.
Showing off the arm muscles and yeah, you got some big
So anyway,
ones there.
well,
Good, man. I'm glad you had a good time. It sounds like it was a blast. Unfortunately, I was going to go with you this year, but we had our other trip planned. So,
Yeah, it's a lot of racing to watch. Like I said, we watched over 400 races, and it was amazing. I think total for the whole week from Saturday to Saturday ended up being, I think they said like 520 races that they did on that dirt track. And the crew down in Boone and IMCA that put it on, hats off to them. I mean, every 10 races they're out farming the track, getting it good for the next set of drivers. Track changes so much the whole day. Got to see a lot of our local drivers. One of our main local drivers, Matthew Luft, actually won the sport mod championship. So we were proud of him. Shout out to Matt. Saw a lot of young kids. I mean, these young kid drivers that are out there, they're so skilled right now. I don't know if it has to do with iRacing or growing up in families, but there was a 13-year-old kid that ran, I think it was Sport Compacts. Kid could drive. It was fun watching him. He was riding the high side of a Sport Compact, just flying around the track. Ended up winning a few races there. And it's just amazing how these 13 to 21-year-old kids are reviving this sport. And, hats off to all them kids. I mean, some are from California, but they come to the Midwest to race because this is where it's at. But
very cool. Very cool.
They had over 1,000 drivers from, I think it was like 30 to 40 states and 4 provinces of Canada that were down here racing it. That was represented. That's what made it fun.
Nice.
Got to meet some pretty cool guys and girl drivers too. I mean, girl drivers too. There's a lot of them out there now too, and they can race too, just with the guys.
So did they go out there and race and then participate in the wet T-shirt contest?
Couldn't tell you who was on stage for that. Didn't know any of them.
Tony, you're look like you're half asleep now. Last episode, you were gonna die.
We revived him.
You're still alive.
Barely.
So what's going on with you?
Nothing.
That's it.
The Bengals
No.
lost.
Oh, I do shit. I go out all the time. I just don't tell you fuckers.
The Bengals lost, so he's upset.
I still don't want to talk about that shit right now. I have 2 fucking fantasy drafts, and both of them, oh boy, I don't want to talk about either one of them right now. But, no, I haven't done, I do the usual shit. I work all the time. We went out and played bingo Saturday night, so it was nice just to get out of the house and play lots of bingo where we go. They play like fucking 30 games, and it's like $28 for the whole time.
Tony out there hanging out with the Blue Hairs playing bingo.
Oh, fuck yeah, and they're fucking pull tab and shit. They're just going at it. They're crazy with their pull tabs.
Where
did
you
fucking
play?
money.
Where did you? Sounds like you went to a private club.
Nope, I went to an Eagles. It's Shoals, Indiana, where they have this magical rock jug in the middle of the fucking woods that seemed like all the people there just like fucking praise it because it's weird. I mean, it's this little town that has an Eagles. Since I was a member, I don't know if you're still a member, but yeah, good time.
Right.
So I get out and I do shit.
Yeah,
And now I gotta go get a CAT scan Wednesday, so that's another fun thing I get to do.
So you're not dead yet, but you're still dying.
Yeah, I'm still. Yeah. So
They're gonna scan your cat.
no, they're gonna scan my chest. They found something on I had to do a chest X-ray to see if I had pneumonia. No pneumonia, but I have something called I can't remember how to pronounce it. It's like a nodule or noodle or something. Nodule. Neither of you tell me what it is.
Sounds like a noodle.
That's what I say, but it's something different. But spot on my lung, so I have to go get a CAT scan or CT scan. Yes, something like that.
Lymph node.
I do have to ask you though, since you are dying, you have been experimenting with other things, and I believe yesterday you got a rod shoved right up your ass.
I guess that would be true.
How is your ass feeling today?
Oh, it's rough all fucking day yesterday. Watching all this shit. I didn't even think Joe Burrow was fucking playing half the time.
Oh, your kicker. How about the kicker?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What the hell, blinking shit.
He can't even kick the ball inbounds, let alone through the fucking upright.
Yeah, why he's kicking it fucking out of bounds? It's not that hard.
So
You don't kick it out of the side, you kick it out of the fucking back of the end zone.
But yeah, you got ramrodded yesterday. I will tell you, we're gonna get into this fantasy football for that we have for the podcast here. A little bit of fun, a little bit of friendly competition, and a lot of shit talk. But Tony, I believe the final score was the name of Tony's team, of course, is I like sports. You lost to your mom's ass dancing bananas. 167.56 to 118.12. I mean, you're not who cares about Joe Burrow?
You get that right.
I mean, when you play against Justin Jefferson, you're never going to win.
I know, and I'm glad I didn't talk shit about that. So. You're like, look at your lineup, but I was about to be like, look, they're going to fucking double team Jefferson, and then I had, what the fuck's his last name? The other guy.
Thielen.
Yes. Thielen.
He got 6 points.
He did. He got 3 fucking receptions for 36 yards. What the fuck? Man, it just sucked.
We'll do a little rundown here on the fantasy league and talk about how everybody did. Just so everybody knows, we are playing for the Golden Tit Trophy. The Golden Tits is the what we're playing for, and also since everybody knows how versed in sports and especially football Justin is, if you lose to Justin in the overall for the season, you get the horse's ass trophy. So we obviously talked about Tony getting his ass handed to him, and that was me kicking Tony's ass and
Right.
basically shoving a piece of pipe right up his ass.
Hey, what's your team name again?
Your mom's ass dancing bananas.
Stance Bananas. All right, I like it.
Well, you're supposed to pick the team name and then also what your city is. So, my city is your mom's ass, and the team name is Dancing Bananas. So hailing from your mom's ass is the Dancing Bananas. And they danced right up Tony's ass yesterday.
Oh shit!
What?
I gotta play the fucking mouse next week.
So the
Yeah,
next matchup was our guest Blair from last week. With his team name is Hanging with Aaron Hernandez. And for those of you who don't know who Aaron Hernandez is, he was a tight end for the New England Patriots. He's now in jail for killing somebody.
Technically, no.
No? Oh, he's dead.
Allegedly.
That's right, he's dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're right on the first part. That's why he was in jail, but he's not in jail anymore.
He was in jail for killing somebody, then died in jail.
Yes.
Technically,
So-
he could still be there.
That's very possible. That's very possible.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know.
And he took on our friend Paul. His team name is Country Roads Take Mahomes. And Hanging with Aaron Hernandez is will be beating Country Road Takes Mahomes. It's 129.4 to 86.4. So another spanking. The next one was the one I was really intrigued by because there's a great end of the year bet on this one. It is Indiana No Fun, which is Christina, versus Minnesota Nelly, which is Janelle. And the bet is the worst team by the time we get to Minnesota in December has to flash their titties. And at the moment, they each have one player left to play. But at the moment, it is Indiana No Fun, 107.7. Minnesota Nelly, 90.1. And with the projection for Minnesota Nelly is 98.2. So the projection would not even get you to the victory on that. So it looks like Indiana No Fun should take that home this week. Next one is probably my favorite. We have the South Jersey Persons versus Dusty John. And South Jersey Persons still has somebody to play at 118.7 versus Dusty John with nobody left and is done for the week at 85.8. And now here's where it gets interesting. South Jersey Persons is Justin.
Heyo. Yeah.
Kicking Dustin's ass. So Dustin, you're working hard on that horse's ass trophy, aren't you?
When I'm in Boone, Iowa, I have no internet, and I don't get a chance to set my lineup till Sunday. It kind of sucks. But, no, Cam Akers, I went to taking him out anyway.
He had 2 weeks to set his lineup.
Cam Akers, I went to taking him out. He decided to turn into a crybaby from what I understand. He might get benched, and who knows.
So
when your star running back gets you 0 points, you're not going to win a game of fantasy football. So
Justin, how's it feel your very first game of fantasy football, you win your week?
Yeah, I mean, like the one time I went golfing, I hit a really good shot the first time, and then after that, they realized that's just beginner's luck. So I don't have much to say. I know I'm a beginner's luck guy, and that's it. I don't know how to talk trash because I don't usually win. So
I said
uh,
after the draft you were going to beat me game one anyway. So
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and I still like that's like Greek to me. I'm like, okay, well, how do you know that? It's like,
So
what
I
Saying
gotta
baby
ask
son.
though, did it get you interested, or were you checking the scores or watching any football yesterday?
right.
well, I vowed to not get any help from the sports memorabilia that surrounds me as the people. But I did like kind of show them like the app and be like, what does this mean? What does that mean? And like I kind of kept track that way because I still don't understand. But I just follow the points and I'm like, oh, and then so and so is like, oh, that person's in this game. So yeah, I'm like a little bit more interested than I usually am in football. So I'll probably pay more attention as the time goes on.
So when somebody said, "Oh, well, this person's in that game," and it was on the TV, were you like, "Shit, throw it to that guy"?
Not that much. I just kind of like kept track of like how that team did in the end. So you know, I'm not following stats of specific people at this point, but like you know, I don't know. I do have a question though. With question two,
Okay.
if you guys want to. This reminds me, just before I forget, what is your worst sports injury? Because I know you guys all have more than I do, which is zero. Coming
We'll
from a
go to-
person that doesn't have gotten hurt during playing, because I barely did.
We'll go to Tony because I think we heard this story about how he cried on the baseball field or something.
Well, maybe something else then, like another story.
No, I've only got the one story. I'm sorry. I had shin splints. It hurt like hell. Both
Damn,
shins.
you only got hurt once. Damn it.
Is that
All
good?
right.
I only played
I don't think
baseball. That's why. I didn't play
okay.
any other sports, so
What about you,
All
Dustin?
right.
Broken hand playing baseball. Nothing much really. I didn't get hurt much playing. Broke my hand well softball actually, but sliding into second base, hit a rock and cracked my bone on the outside. Other than that, I don't remember ever really getting hurt. I mean, twisting ankles, I don't really call it getting hurt. I still played through the pain, but I mean, I really don't remember actually getting hurt, like actually injured in my high
Yeah.
school career.
Well, and that's the funny thing with me, right? Like I had one which you kind of played through it, but everything I have or had at that point has affected me long term in life. So I was a hockey player.
Yeah.
I got hit once, and I don't know if anybody's had hockey pads on. Your shoulder pads come down so far on your back, and then your pants come up, and you got a hip pad and a little bit of a lower back pad, but there's a little bit of a space between the pants pads and the shoulder pads. And I got hit once in that exact spot in your back, hit the board runner. So if everybody knows what the board runner is, so you got the boards and then you got the glass above the boards, but you have that lip on the top of the boards, and my back hit right there, right where there was no padding. And that hurt. I didn't realize how bad it screwed me up until later in life when I've had a lot of back problems.
Man.
And then, of course, being a hockey player, like I've got no cartilage in my knees left, so my knees are always hurting now.
man.
But never really in where I was like laid out. I've playing hockey. I've seen a lot of guys go down. I've seen broken collarbones and
Right.
guys out cold on the ice. And this is, of course, when I played, it was kind of pre-concussion protocols. Like
Yeah.
you get some sniffing salts and get back out there and play. And so that was kind of me was the hockey stuff. Seen a lot of guys get laid out. I've been punched in the nose and had a bloody nose and stuff like that. But like,
I've seen people like tear their ACL and stuff, like playing basketball or football and stuff like right near me, but I mean, I was lucky enough I never got it. My football coach always said, "Are you hurt or you're injured?" I'm like, "I'm hurt. I can play." You know,
So
injured was mean you're
here's the
out.
worst one I've ever had with a guy on my team, and this is gonna make everybody out there cringe.
Oh man.
So this is when I was playing high school soccer. Guy on our team, like very beginning of the season, we said he pulled his nut. Okay. This, I think, required surgery. I don't remember exactly what happened, but like it was somehow his testicles
Oh man.
like twisted up. Like he wasn't wearing a supporter.
Yep.
So his testicles like twisted and like got like to the point where like they were in a knot or whatever.
Ah, come on, man. You're gonna get canceled.
So
I'm gonna throw.
we
I'm
said
gonna
injury.
throw-
we always made fun of him because he'd come out on his crutches and like whatever because like he was fucked up. He was done for the season. This was like beginning of the season practice, and he was done for the season because of it. But yeah, we always made fun of him and said he pulled his nut, but I don't know exactly what it was, but it was a testicle injury without getting hit,
no way.
without getting hit in the
buff crack?
testicles.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you happy you asked the question now, Justin?
I am.
Like with that, mine's not quite as disgusting as that, but I don't know if any of you have ever heard an ACL like tear, like in person, like close to it. My senior year, I went to the bench, take a break, whatever, get a drink, talk to coach, whatever, and a friend of mine was going on the court with the ball, and he went to cut. I mean, I was probably 10 feet from him. I mean, I wasn't that far from him, and all of a sudden he went down, and all I heard was a pop, and a football coach sat behind us, and he goes, "Did you hear a pop?" I'm like, "Yep," and I'll never ever forget that noise. I mean, it was so hard to even think about it. You know, it's like, God, what did that feel like to him? I mean, but I mean, it's not as bad as the testicle story, but I just didn't know if any of you other guys have heard like a.
So that's a
ACL
word
pop
to the
or
wise,
tendon
anybody
pop.
out there, especially at our age, right? Like with the testicle story. If you're gonna go out and play any sports, wear a fucking supporter.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't go out there thinking like, oh, I'm the big guy, I don't need anything.
No.
Never do that. It's not a good thing.
That shit'll punch you in the face real quick, you know.
Yeah, pull a nut and see what happens to you.
Yeah, yeah. It can happen to anybody. I went over the like I was saying, I'm lucky, knock on wood, that I don't have any of the injuries. I mean, I didn't play sports or anything, but I've been on my bike my whole life, and I've had some close calls on that guy. Went right over the front of it and like thought I broke my neck. Like it was like
Oh, good
scary.
Lord.
But I'm mostly fine. I mean, I still feel like I have aches and pains from like
How did you go
You know,
over
doing
the front
stuff.
of it?
I don't know. It happened so fast. Like I think I hit something, but like I had taken that trail before. You know, I know it like the back of my hand, so I don't feel like I would have hit anything that suddenly stopped my bike. But at some point, I don't know. I guess I zigged too fast or something, and then the wheel just said nope, and kind of went that way, and I went over. So felt like I came to a complete stop, and then just went over the front of the bike. It's like
And so this is like a mountain bike?
yeah,
Like a
I was,
BMX bike.
Two bikes ago. No, definitely not BMX. Like this was like more of like between like a 10-speed and a mountain bike,
Okay.
and like but thicker tires than a 10-speed. So yeah, I went over the front of that fucking thing like nobody's business, and I was just like on the ground before I realized anything was happening. So like I'm saying, that shit'll punch you in your face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've had dumb shit like as a kid on my bike. Like, you know, you're messing with your friends riding down the road and you're not paying any fucking attention and hit a parked car.
I've done that
Yeah,
right to the
yeah,
back of
yeah. So fast, so
it. Right in the
fast.
fucking back.
That'll put you over the handlebars and on the hood of a car real fast.
Yeah. I mean, we used to go in the woods and like specifically do that and get the outcome, but like when you're just trying to ride your bike and you're 20 years older, it's like not a good look, you know?
Right.
So like 20 years ago, if I went over the front of it, I'd be like laughing. I'd be like, how can we do that again? But now it's just like, whoa, what the fuck was that? And like, how am I not dead?
Well, damn.
Yeah.
So we got one other matchup in fantasy football, and that is Brad. Team House of Mouse.
Who's that?
And he's playing Brian. And it's the only matchup that's got anything on the line for Monday Night Football. Right now, Brad is losing 106 to 91. Brian has no players remaining. Brad has 2 players remaining tonight with a projection of 118. He still has Metcalf and Judy tonight. So he could pull a Monday Night Football victory out. What do you think of that? That kind of makes it exciting on a Monday night, don't it? Dustin?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I mean, that's the fun thing of fantasy football. You know, you get some of these Monday night games, and you know, it's like next week there's 2 of them, so there's going to be a lot more matchups. I mean, that could come down to it. But you know, when you don't have to watch your team on Monday night, you kind of, if you don't like the teams, but if you got a matchup, you want to watch the game and see how they're doing. I mean, unless you're Justin, but
yeah. Justin is still. So he knows he's got a guy on a team, and he's like cheering for the team and not the player. So he's still got it backwards a little. Who gives a shit what the team does as long as your player does well?
Doesn't matter. He beat me. I mean, I won all my other fantasy matchups that actually mean something to me. I mean, with money on the line, but
yeah.
We'll have to look at the schedule, see what is next week. Let's see if
I can get that for you.
I have Justin next week. Well, won't that be interesting, Justin?
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for bananas to go up your own ass.
Up your ass. Or your mom's ass.
Oh, shit. Well, they're going to go up your own ass because I'm talking shit.
That's the best one he's got right there is he's talking shit.
Trash, man. Bring that trash in here. Bananas go up your own ass around these parts.
So,
boom, served.
Dustin, since you were away, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it. I don't know if Tony got to follow what was going on too. See what's going on in AEW? You have no idea.
Well, I saw they released a lot of people or whatever they did, but that's what you're talking about.
Did you hear what all went down?
No.
Okay. So for those
I was on a loop.
And to fill in everybody, if you don't know, because this, wrestling fan or not, is fucking interesting story, because you've got AEW who's poised to like take off with the WWE making a change, Vince McMahon out, whatever. They got a lot of stars in there. So they had a pay-per-view last weekend. Pay-per-view goes off. Great show. Wonderful show. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot better than I did the WWE show. They had what they call a media scrum after the show. And what it is the wrestlers come in, talk to, media, ask questions, whatever. CM Punk's the first one that comes in. And before they can ask a question, CM Punk starts going off about Colt Cabana. Because apparently, Hangman Page was going around telling everybody that CM Punk is the reason Colt Cabana got moved from AEW to Ring of Honor and basically got a demotion. CM Punk, Colt Cabana don't see eye to eye. They used to be best friends. Punk paid all his bills for years. Tried to, bring him up to the big dogs or whatever. Well, they had a falling out, not friends anymore. So Adam Page is going around, and all his buddies are going around talking trash on CM Punk. So CM Punk starts talking about Colt Cabana. Then he talks about Hangman Page and all the other EVPs in the company, which the EVPs are also wrestlers, the Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kenny Omega. Says they call themselves EVPs. They're nothing but trash. They can't run a Target or a Walmart. Hangman Page is a piece of shit. And this has been going on. Page had come out before pay-per-view a couple months back and said something about Punk in a promo that Punk didn't like because he went off script basically and said, I don't fucking like you. You're a piece of shit. Like, I don't like what you do. I don't like what you stand for. You can't be a champion because a champion's not this person in front of the TV. It's the person in the locker room. Does this in a promo out in the ring in front of the audience. A couple weeks ago, Punk sits down in the ring after he gets the championship and says, Hangman Page, you want your rematch? Come on out here. And if, for those of you who don't know, Hangman Page's tagline is cowboy shit. He's going to release cowboy shit on everybody. Hangman Page doesn't come out because he's not scripted to come out when Punk is calling him out. And Punk says, that's not cowboy shit. That's coward shit. And then you have this media scrum. After Punk is done going on a 12-minute tirade about these people, basically not answering any of the questions, he goes back to his locker room. Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kenny Omega storm into Punk's locker room, and there is a legit brawl. Someone hit one of the, I think Matt Jackson, legitimately with a chair in the eye. CM Punk is now injured. Torn bicep or something. At the pay-per-view, CM Punk won the championship. Hangman Page, or no, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, which are Mac and Nick Jackson, won the Trios championship. They've all been stripped of their championships by Tony Khan. They're doing tournaments to give away the champions. They've all been suspended, and there's talks that at least CM Punk could be fired. Now what do you think, Dustin?
Well, now that I got the whole story with it, I mean, it's kind of nuts. I mean, but, CM Punk's always been like that, dropping the mic bombs, doing all that. We all saw what he did in WWE back in the day and knowing all that. I mean, with the mic drop live. But, I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, a brawl in the locker room I think they did the right thing by suspending them and stripping their titles. In my opinion, they did. I mean, it's not scripted. It's not that. You're hurting people. I mean, it's the show. I guess I don't know what else to say on it.
Here's my thing. I'm gonna talk to Justin about this for a second. The three guys that stormed the locker room to confront, we don't know who threw the first punch or whatever, but to confront CM Punk. At that point, the show is over. You're no longer wrestlers, and they are legitimately executive vice president in the company. So now it is a company issue, not a wrestling issue. So, like, Justin, would like your boss ever just like come at you to fight you? Like, that's like hostile working environment.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I don't know, man. What's up with that wrestling business? Do they not like be able to turn it off? Like, because that's just who they are? Like, I don't know what's going on there.
There's some personal issues between them, and they took those personal issues and turned it physical. But
right, like, are you more apt to turn a situation physical if you spend a lot of time doing physical things? That's like really what I wonder. Like, yeah, like in certain places you might not have such like a fight, you know, because people just aren't prone to fighting. But I don't know, man. It's just
I would
weird.
say
Didn't
I'm
happen.
gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say no, and here's why I'm
No.
gonna say no, Justin. Because I grew up, I played hockey, okay, and very physical game. And every game, I was the dirtiest motherfucker out there that I could be. And I played the game very physically. As a very small person, I played the game very physically. When that buzzer went off at the end of the game, first one in line to shake the hand of the other team and tell the guy I'd been picking on all game that he played a great game and good luck next game. And turn it off. I get all my
Yeah,
physicality out between the whistles. And then,
I
but now,
think-
I would say
yeah, I
now
think that's
that I'm
good.
not, I've had that ingrained in me, that physicality ingrained in me for years. Now, like, I would say I'm more apt to get in a bar fight now because I don't have a way to release any physicality.
You don't have that out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you brought up like somebody that I can't remember, a football player that went to jail for killing somebody.
Aaron
It's
Hernandez,
like
yeah.
that specifically. Like I feel like I've seen so many like documentaries. I heard so many stories about, and maybe they're just conflating like football. But I feel like I hear more than enough like scenarios where like an ex-football player is like violent or like has certain tendencies that are kind of like scary. So like I don't know if like they're just more aggressive, like some of them can be, whereas you seem like you had a good regimen about it. You know, like you seem like you could turn it off and like not really feel like you had to do that off the off the ice.
Yeah, and to me, I mean, I've been in games where there were, and I've been in a high school soccer game where after the game, there's like team brawls, and hockey games where there's team brawls. But for me, it was always the final buzzer went off.
Yeah, and
I'm
you
done.
off, like you're just
Like I'm
yeah.
done. Like, you know, the game stays on the ice.
And okay, so now going back to what you said, like you're more apt to get into a bar fight now because you have unchecked aggression in terms of like where you can spend it because now that you don't play
Right.
sports or like more of a violent sport. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I'm just not like what's the word, gregarious or anything like at all. Like I want to avoid like a lot of shit, and I do see a lot of shit go down, and I usually just kind of like.
But I wonder for you if that was like for me playing those physical sports and being physical, you had the highs and lows with the adrenaline and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now there's nowhere to put that. Whereas
Right,
you have just kind of remained steady.
Yeah, I never really like grew that enough with the interest in sports like somebody else would have or have to have. Like the competitive edge like never grew. So I think that comes with that and like the nature of like needing to win and like becoming aggressive to do so.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think it's in everybody's life like the urge for competition, but I think in a lot of people's it is. Like I think that mainly that separates you and I in a big way. But
Right. Right.
but yeah, because you
But
can tell how I approach like the music thing. It's like it's not competition to me, but like I can still say certain things suck. You know, like.
Right.
But you can't say like Bo Jackson sucks, yet you could say you loved it. You could say you hated him. You know, like obviously like you could do that with sports. Like, well, he doesn't suck because here's the fucking stats.
Right.
So it's like anyway.
So
Probably
Dustin,
getting off
like
topic.
we talk about, we said that there's rumors CM Punk could be fired or out of AEW. What kind of position does that put Tony Khan in as the owner if he were to fire CM Punk and his executive? Remember, at this point, the show is over. They're not in front of cameras. They are not wrestlers. They are representing the company at that point as executives.
I mean, I guess with me, if I was like other wrestlers with that, I'd be like, okay, so they can do what they want, just get a little slap on the wrist, and I'm going to get fired over it if I speak my mind.
Does that not
That's how I would
open
look
up to
at
a
it.
huge lawsuit?
It
with
should.
a hostile work environment? I mean,
It should. I don't know if it would be really AEW. You know, it should be AEW, but you know, that's his employees. That's his upper management per se. You know, it should. I guess it's going to be interesting what comes out of it. I mean, what CM Punk does out of it. Whatever happens, if he does get fired, I think that's when we'll see it.
Right.
But
So now, what about you, Dustin? We talked about like the physicality. You played football,
you know,
right? So like your physicality. Tony, I think, died. By the way, he is gone.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, when did that happen?
just right now.
But like,
I guess-
so were you able to turn it off at the final whistle?
At times, yes, but there are times your adrenaline gets going and you do stupid crap on a football field. I mean, hockey, you can't do stupid stuff on a hockey or on a rink. I mean, I've never actually played ice hockey, but I mean, to me, they're kind of the same. You're hitting people, but football, I mean, to me, football is a little fast paced and your adrenaline goes. You get mad at somebody if, you know, they're not getting a call, if they're holding it, do whatever. But I could shut it off. But there were times I gotten a few penalties for late hits.
But that's still between the
taunting.
buzzers, right? I was the
Right.
man of the penalty box was my home,
Right.
right? But that's between the buzzers.
Yeah, I honestly can't say I ever went up to somebody after the game and decked them,
Yeah,
like on the
I mean,
opposing team or whatever. We'd have our arguments in team-wise, like, hey, we need to do this, but, you know, whatever. We weren't hitting each other. But yeah, I was kind of like you, though. I mean, I was one of the first in lines to go shake hands and, you know, good game. Hey, thanks for the, you know, if I was beating somebody up or they were beating me up, I'd be like, hey, thanks for the ass kicking. I learned a lot, whatever. But no, I mean, I don't. To me, it's criminal. I mean, to me, like Punk could even just sue the three guys that attacked. I mean, we don't, like you said earlier, we don't know who threw the first punch, all that stuff. We don't know all the details on that.
Let's
you know?
say Punk did, okay? Let's say Punk threw the first punch. But your executive vice president
Right.
went in looking for a confrontation.
Right. I mean, they did, but did Punk start it with what he was saying and all the stuff he's been saying? You know, in a way. I mean, is it right? No, it's not right.
There is nothing illegal to talk. In fact, if you talk poorly about your employer and get fired, now they have contracts, so this may be different. But
Right.
if, for instance, if you, Dustin, go online on social media and talk shit about your employer, you cannot be fired for that. It is
Right.
protected. Like, it's wrongful termination. It's whistleblower. Like, that's lined up for a lawsuit, right?
I mean, in the end, it's wrong that the executive VPs went in there and did what they did. You know, even if Punk did throw the first punch, that's not how it should be done. I mean, I think there can be a lawsuit, and if it comes out of fireman, something will happen. I mean, it'll be interesting what happens through his injury and all that stuff. I mean, how bad was he injured? We don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know what the injury was. Unless you guys do.
From what I heard, 8 months, and he just regained the championship again.
Wasn't he still kind of injured coming back? Wasn't that kind of the storyline? No?
It was
Okay.
a storyline, yeah.
Right.
However, he said he was 100%.
Okay. No, I mean, I think there's a lot that can happen out of this. I mean, it'll be interesting to watch over the next few months on how it all transpires. But it's not right. I mean, it's like if Tony goes to work tomorrow and gets his ass kicked by his boss. I mean, it's not right.
So
I'm guessing Tony won't get his ass kicked by his boss with the look he just gave me. But
yeah, Tony's not dead. He's trying to die by eating French fries. But
yeah, McDonald's French fries.
So Tony, since you're not dead yet, and I don't want to stop you completely from eating your French fries, but what is your take on this whole thing?
I mean, yeah, it's a screwed up situation, especially if you're, EVP. I understand if you got beef, you go in there and talk about it, something like I get, but I mean, 3 guys on one, Punk's already on the defense as soon as they walk in, because they didn't walk in, be like, oh, hey, we need to have a conversation. They walked in probably going off on Punk. So he's automatically on the defense, and that's why. I mean, for him to possibly get fired over this, yeah, no, that's not right at all. mean, if Punk went looking for them, started shit, sure, understand. But it was the other way around, so yeah.
And
I think the whole time this was going on,
you can see how you're saying
Khan
it, right?
was- yeah.
Like the three of them went in to confront one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to be defensive as quickly as he can.
Yeah, and Tony Khan was in the media room at that time when they went in there. Somebody had to come in there and tell him what was going on. So it's kind of like, oh, well, let's see, the boss is busy, so let's go in here and do this real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was not a good situation, not a good situation for AEW. Now you've got vacated titles, you've got a lot of, I get, some people would call them top stars. I would say Punk is a top star. I don't know about the rest of them. To be honest with you, I think their stuff lately has been garbage. But there's been a lot of talk in the locker room on top of that prior that, like, there's a clique. And if you're not part of this EVP clique and they're buddies, you're not friends with them and doing what they want, that they're trying to screw you anyway.
Yep.
You ever been in a work environment like that, Justin?
No. Nope. I will say, as I enjoy my drink, I've arrived at my third question. And then I'll answer your question about if I've had an interesting work environment experience. And I will say that I do. But what are you
Awesome.
drinking? What y'all drinking?
Is that your current question?
Question 3. Yeah, I got 2 more after this, and they're going to get spicy.
Okay, so I guess
And this
I'll
is
let
in
Tony-
lieu of the fact that I can't talk wrestling at all. Like, I try, and I'm just like,
Which is why we bring you in on the business side of what could happen here, right? So
yeah. What are you drinking, Andy? I'd love to know.
I am drinking a beer, as always. I got some leftover Busch Lights from the weekend, so I got a Busch Light. But I went out and got this, and if anybody's not tried it, I think you should. Everybody's like Busch Light, kind of garbage beer. It is, but it's like that garbage beer you drink a lot of when you're in an environment that you're going to drink a lot of beer.
Like beer
but
pong.
I went out and bought this Busch Apple.
Bush app.
Nice. Is it good?
Do you like apple juice?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've
So
had beer.
it-
I've had, yeah.
It tastes just like apple juice. Like there is no beer flavor to it whatsoever. It is fucking alcoholic apple juice.
What's the ABV?
Probably nothing.
4.5.
Probably like a regular light beer.
It's
right?
like a normal light beer. Yep.
So, but if you drank a bunch of those because you think you're just drinking apple juice,
Yeah, you're fucked.
yeah. So it's really good. I enjoy it. That's what I'm sipping on today.
Nice.
And they say they're not making it anymore after this year.
Oh,
Yeah. So go out and get you some. Go to the liquor store, and they only sell it in like 24s. Like I couldn't get like a 6-pack or like anything. I had to buy a 24-pack of it. So
Bush apple.
yeah.
Bush apple.
All right. Is anybody else drinking anything of note?
Just scores light, like I usually do.
Nice.
Cleaning up from the week.
Yeah.
I don't think
Go ahead.
I don't think I ever knew his regular beer. You just always have a Coors, huh? That's your thing.
Coors or Bud. I'm really not particular to any beer, really. Just whatever I get my hands on. But if more than likely Coors Light. But I mean, I'll drink the IPAs and all that. I'll drink anything else too. It just depends on the mood I'm in.
Are we allowed to ask Tony what he's eating well with his drink?
Yeah. Yeah.
McDonald's.
I'm eating a Wendy's spicy chicken with
Wendy's.
only cheese.
Ooh, see, that's that's fine. We talked about that
Yeah.
before, so it's coming full circle.
And,
Yeah.
and what
So-
And I'm drinking my regular Mountain Dew.
Being that we talked about various spicy chicken sandwiches, will you give us a review so we can basically say we're following up on the last time we talked about spicy chicken sandwiches?
Wendy's is the good spicy chicken. I mean, there's no sauce or anything on it. It's just in the chicken itself. So, and only cheese. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's how I like everything. Just plain, basic. So, this is a good sandwich. If I want a spicy chicken, it's definitely got to be Wendy's.
So speaking of spicy chicken, when we were in North Carolina. We stopped for dinner before we went to the house. It was getting late, and we were just gonna pick something up and take it. I had never been to this place before. Always seen it, but never been to one. Bojangles.
Oh yeah.
If
Never
you've
went to
ever
one
been to a
either.
Bojangles, their chicken, it just has a little bit of a kick to it. Now they have a spicy one too, but even their regular chicken has just a little bit of a kick to it. Really fucking good. I enjoyed it. You ever had that?
I was just in South Carolina and we saw them like every 5 minutes, but it was just one of the places where we just never went into. How about Zaxby's? You seen any of those? They're good too.
We got those
Yeah.
in Indiana.
Oh, you do? Okay. How do you rate them? You kind of like nah.
I've actually
they're
never
okay,
been to
or-
one.
Okay, you should check it
Yeah,
out.
I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, as most people would say. I just think it's just like a regular fucking chicken tender and fries. So I didn't see anything special.
Yeah. See, I don't. Yeah, I never went into a Bojangles. I can't believe we never did. Or a Waffle House. You been to those? Are they like as disgusting as
yeah.
people say?
That is the fucking greasiest, greatest food you're ever gonna eat.
I hear you don't. You probably wouldn't keep it for a while.
No. It is greasy as fuck, but like when you're eating, that's a like great hangover meal. You know how
Yeah.
like in Jersey, it used to be. I know it's probably everywhere else, but I know when we were younger in Jersey, like you would get drunk as shit, and you're either going and getting a Wawa hoagie, or going to Denny's.
Going to a diner, yeah, because they open
Yeah.
24 hours now.
Yeah.
That's going by the wayside. I mean, Jersey's off the map as far as that's concerned. Used to be
That's a
something
shame.
cool about Jersey was like 24-hour diners everywhere.
No more diners.
Well, you know, like they're either changing into something, they're conglomerating into something that you know, whatever, and then they're like turning it into half a bar, and then, you know, they're just trying to gobble up all that money on the table. So
Fuck, when we were teenagers, like, late teenagers before we were really drinking a lot, you'd go with your friends and just go sit at a diner all night long and just drink coffee till they kicked you out.
oh, dude, like back when you could smoke, like it was just like,
Yeah.
smoking section, please. Like, I just remember going into Denny's and laughing if I got like a waitress that didn't know us before that would actually ask us what we preferred. You know, smoking or not. And we'd be like, she must be new. You know, like, that was- first day, obviously I want to be in the fucking smoking cloud. But that was like, yeah, that was it, and that was before drinking. So, you know, you're just young enough to not be able to really go anywhere unless you want to play pool every night.
Right.
So you just kind of like fucking post up at like Denny's for hours.
And only drink coffee. Don't eat anything. Leave a quarter tip. Like,
Sometimes like 1 out of 8 would order a sampler, and everybody would be like, "Oh my god, there's fucking food coming," and then like that person would learn that mistake after the first time. So like, yeah. And the waitresses just like hated you, and like it's just like
because you wouldn't leave. You'd be there for 3 hours drinking coffee.
the cigarettes was the big thing, though. You know, being
Yes.
able to smoke, like we're fucking cool. We're smoking inside and drinking. Yeah, we must be grown. We made it. Like, still can't drink though. But yeah, it was fucking like that's gone. Like Denny's, the Denny's around my house has been fucking decrepit for 7 years, if it's been a minute. It's just depressing. It's that building is so old now and nothing for so long that like it's growing that like weird like new ecosystem type of grass where you're just like, oh my god, what's the landscaping gonna? Anyway, I'm enjoying Shirley Temple by Boylan Bottling Company. Yeah, it's real, guys.
So it's by who? Shirley Temple.
It's a Shirley Temple. Like when you could go into the bar with your dad, but you weren't
Yeah.
old enough to drink, and you could order it, and they put a nice cherry in it for you. It tastes kind of like that. I mean, it's missing the cherry, but it's by Boylan, Boylan. They have, you know, like cream soda, root beer. Well, I noticed this one. I grabbed it from the dollar store. Exciting.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see where it's at. New York, New York.
So, sorry, I got 900 people messaging me stupid shit right now.
Andy, lead us. Where are we going now?
Well, apparently we were also not only are we recording this episode, but we started streaming it as well, so people could possibly catch us live.
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow!
You know, some of this might need to be edited. We might, we might like double.
Yeah, so we killed the stream. But so, Justin, you're going to answer my question. Have you had a hostile work environment or interesting work story?
Me or Dustin?
You.
Oh, okay, yeah. Interesting work story. Not like a fight, but this is kind of weird. I once worked at a place where a coworker found a $50 bill outside and came in and told me and said, if nobody comes back for it, I'll give you half. Isn't that awesome? I was like, whatever. So eventually somebody, I don't fucking know how it happened, but the girl got caught taking it because somebody came back and she had a chance to say oh, here it is, I found it outside, because it was almost like a fucking sting, and I somehow got fired for it. Can you believe that? Isn't that a fun story? Because somebody else found a $50 bill and they made it seem like she made it seem like I told her to keep it because I wanted half.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
so I think that's how the story went. And at the time, I was so young, I was getting grifted. I'm like, well, I can't really defend myself. But we both well, we're gonna fire both of you because that's weird that neither of you came forward for the 50. And I was like, look, she took the money. She told me she'd give me half of it. I didn't have any reaction to it. And I said, whatever. But I also wasn't you should give it back. That's I wasn't like fucking Captain Planet, But at the same time, it was how am I how did I fucking do anything wrong? I certainly didn't tell her to keep it and pressure her. $25. I'm gonna turn into fucking Machiavelli or something. So yeah, just that's always been in the back of my head. I'm that's fucked,
So you got fired. You got fired for $25.
Basically, yeah. I was like, well, can I have it then? But I got nothing out of this. I'm not gonna fucking tell on her. I'm not gonna be go in early and have a meeting with the managers. I know
So
they're saying
you're not a narc.
Right. And it definitely wasn't yeah. Well, I'm put yourself in my shoes. I guess you wouldn't because you don't have to. But it's just that's an interesting thing. How something can just fucking a mushroom cloud, and you're dude, what the fuck?
So since you're not a narc, I got a question. It was it's a made up story.
Cool.
Okay. But I want to see if you would do this. So I think it's quite obvious that you may partake in a little bit of grass.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pretty fucking blitzed right now, aren't you?
I was it lasts about a half. I was probably in the beginning because it lasts about a half hour. But no, now I'm just groggy. This is my natural state.
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
I entertain the idea of smoking marijuana in New Jersey, which it's legal. So cool.
Okay. So let's say you travel, okay, to a state where it's illegal.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet up with a group of people, okay? You'll rent an Airbnb, okay? It's not rented in your name. It's rented in somebody else's name. And pot is not legal in the state. Would you take your pot with you and smoke it on the property?
Whose property is it?
The Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Oh, oof. Because I have smoked weed in an AC hotel room. So, that's where you stand on the toilet and blow it up into the fucking suck thing.
But was that room registered in your name?
Oh, okay. So I'm going with a group of people, and like, yeah, I would have to like that's yeah, like if the captain of the ship, so to speak, is like not cool with that, like you would need to know that, and obviously not infringe on that by doing so. So no, if I knew like somebody was like, if I knew the laws and how that person felt about like how that would be taken, yeah, I wouldn't do it.
And ultimately, if anything happened, it would come down on the person whose name is on the house.
Right. Just for that alone. But I mean, like that, the person whose house it is, like let's say he's doing it with you, you would feel less guilty doing it. But it very much seems like in this story,
but if the
that
person is not
doing
doing it at all,
yeah. Right. It's not even about it, and is like, and even so, like I'm not gonna get caught in this fucking state doing it in somebody else's house. Yeah, there's so many like hinges on that story where like, it's obvious that you just wouldn't do that unless you want to be an asshole.
I just can't. Would you? So same person. Let's just say here's another made up story. Same person hosted you at their own house.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take your pot to their house and smoke it on their property?
No, especially I'm getting the idea that like they're like not coming around on the whole pot thing, regardless of like if they could get caught with it or whatever. Like, no, you have to like feel out how the people are with certain substances, No,
Would
I wouldn't do that.
you smoke it around their children?
Oh, certainly not. Like, all right, let's say like I'd feel bad enough going to a dinner party with somebody that's like, I hope you don't have any drugs on you. But like, well, I have pot, I have grass on me, in my purse or whatever. And like, it's like, or a joint or something, and like, it's not out of the norm to think some like woman or man has like a joint in like their cigarette pack. That's just a thing. And it's like, I wouldn't consider that like grand larceny or whatever. Like I'm bringing a bunch of fucking weed to Andy's house,
But you
like,
wouldn't bring like your whole mason jar worth of
no. But I might bring a joint to your house and be like, let me see how his neighborhood is. Like if I feel like I have the yen to smoke weed, I might take a walk and be inconspicuous, But at the same time, it's not the type of habit I have where I'm like, I can't go 3 hours without doing it, So
you're not a wake and bake.
No, and like nobody can really argue that they need to bring it if it's so much easier to appease everybody's like feelings towards it. It's not like a heroin addict trying to go somewhere for 16 hours and be like, am I going to be able to live?
And then so on top of that, let's say we lived in the same state, okay?
Yeah.
And we're going on a road trip, and I'm driving.
Yeah.
We're crossing state lines, and we're going to a state where pot's illegal. I'm probably going through a couple states where pot's illegal. Would you bring your entire mason jar in that person's car?
I'm loving the mason jar imagery you're bringing. I'm starting to think I should keep mine in a mason jar. That's what I'm getting here. When you say mason jar, I'm like, maybe because mine's not in a mason jar. I might bring my entire makeup bag. No, I wouldn't bring like no, dude, no. It's not a type of habit where like you need it. So, and you have to understand the laws and people's, feelings towards the substance. So no.
Dustin, are you a pot smoker?
Used to.
Okay.
Back in the day.
So let's say you were on the other end and you were the person that like rented the Airbnb. How would you feel about people smoking pot on the property of the place you rented when it's illegal in that state?
I don't think I'd like it. I mean, I understand people are having fun doing it and all that, but when it comes down to it, I mean, they could end up wrecking something, or whoever, like if I rented the Airbnb, it could come back and you have to pay for certain stuff. If, the smells
or
in
if
there
the neighbors
or whatever.
just smelled it and called the cops.
That too, yeah.
It's definitely something where you gotta be like, see, I don't know, like people just know me, like, and I'm involved with like pot, like, they'll definitely assume it enough to be like, you got a lighter, like it's like one of those things. So like, like just certain things like that. So like I think like in terms of a B&B thing, they would kind of know like, yo, don't bring your pot, just, you know. Like I feel like my brother said stuff like that, or like my sister.
So
and
that's the thing. Like if we were going on a trip, and even if you brought some with you, like I'm not as worried about that.
like a joint, yeah, like a couple joints, you can get rid of those pretty quick.
But I definitely said to you, because I know you're into it, I definitely said to you, don't do it on the property. Especially when in this fake story,
Yeah.
it even says
fake.
no smoking on the property.
Right.
$200 fine just for smoking on the property a day.
Andy, look. I'm just gonna let everybody at home know I'm really sorry. Okay, just let it go. It's not a fake story. He's chiding me for being the one that did it.
But I said to you, don't smoke your pot on the property, and then I hypothetically walk out on the back deck, and you're smoking pot on the deck. So like I open the house, and the fucking smoke and the smell just goes right in the house.
And you know what? You gotta love like the control that people that are doing that think they have of everything in the situation. Like you confront like a pothead smoking pot and be like, look, you can go out there with proof. Be like, look, you gotta quit. Why are you doing it out here? It's going right in the house. And like they'll just look at you both ways, like, no, it's not. You're like, shut up! Like you don't even know. Like I smelled it in the house. Like they'll just say stuff like that. Like no, nobody will know. Like anybody like
fucking came inside when you opened the fucking door, dumbass.
Yeah. Like they're never like an asshole that's doing drugs somewhere that they shouldn't. They're just like, it's fine.
Let's say hypothetically you went on the side of the house after that was mentioned.
Oh my god!
And I said to you hypothetically, I can fucking smell it. If I can smell it, the neighbors can smell it.
Yes. I'm sorry, dude. I thought you wouldn't see me over there.
He did see you. He smelt it.
Hypothetically, I changed my tactic, dude.
Because of what you did, because of what Justin did, hypothetically, everybody thinks Andy's in a bad mood and pissed off because you're smoking pot on the property.
Right. Well, that's some shit. I guess everybody else is like, whatever, dude, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Well, everybody whose name is not on the house is hypothetically telling you it's going to be okay. It's okay.
Yeah, but it's not, because it's like, especially the second time, dude. I mean, the first time, yeah, woe is me. Like, once a pothead, always a pothead. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. But the second time to go, like, somewhere else and do it, like, it's just like, fuck you, dude. You know, you made me be the asshole the first time, and now you're, like, doubling down on me, and I gotta be a fucking dick. I hate that shit, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, if I hypothetically did that, I would look like the dick in front of the entire group.
Somehow it would work against you every time, Andy, whether you were the guy that was smoking and then smoking the second time, or if you're the guy that's like, I gotta tell this asshole, like, again? Like, what the fuck?
Don't you think that just would just really piss me off?
Oh, wait, you said really piss you off.
Yes.
I even moved the camera. That was fucking arch, dude.
Like, Tony,
Sorry.
are you gonna go, like, if we go on a golf trip together, are you gonna bring your pot and smoke it?
Yeah, why not?
I'm just...
How else is golf gonna be fun?
So...
Dude, why do you think I'm fucking monotone all the time? I'm baked up 24/7. What are you talking about?
Well, then I'm just gonna have to fucking make you, from now on, be the one to rent the house.
No, you can't do that, man. Let's take off the grid, bro.
And Dustin, hypothetically, why were you just throwing cheese around the house?
What?
Why were you just hypothetically throwing cheese around the house?
Because that's fun.
What kind of cheese?
Fucking, I don't know, just cheese.
Try
Just
to stick it to the ceiling.
around the house.
Well, I mean, What, like, is it like a slice of cheese? Is it like shredded cheese? Is it
Alright.
Velveeta?
It's slices. You took
Craft singles.
you took
Okay,
individually
wrapped?
wrapped pieces of cheese that were there for grilling burgers, and then tore it up into small pieces and threw it around the house.
Oh my god. For the mice, dude. The mice gotta eat.
Yeah.
I have a hypothetical about your weed scenarios.
What's that?
Uh-huh.
So I got a hypothetical question, I guess. So would it be cool, like, if I'm smoking my joint and I'm smoking a cigarette too, so it kind of drowns each other out? Is that
No.
cool?
No.
I mean,
Like,
skunk weed, you could smell it like all the way around the house.
If you're trying to
Yeah,
trick
rip
me, if you're trying to trick me, you're wrong. You know, like, it's like, just respect the no the first time. You know? So anything else you could come up with, like in Andy's point of view, I'd be like, dude, come on, man. Now everybody's gonna think I'm an asshole because I have to be stern. You know, like, just don't do it.
yeah, I'm just curious about that. I wanted to get into the mind of a pothead on this and see on these hypothetical situations whether
No, I would respect
what you
your-
would do.
I would respect your wishes. You're the hypothetical person. I would respect your wishes. I have respected your wishes on every occasion, and yeah, it's like, and like 10 years ago, yeah, you might get a slight argument. Like I'd be like, but why, Andy? It's okay. It's a plant. But like,
It's a plant.
but now you'll get no fight from me because for the most part, I probably won't be on it, or I won't have it or do it. Like, you know,
Like,
it's just like it comes and it goes.
so I could understand. Like I don't really care that people do it. Like I'm not like anti.
Yeah, I would invite you to do
Right.
it. You know, I'd be like have
But,
a good
like,
time. Like, do it one time
if-
with me or something.
We're somewhere where it's illegal.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if we're in a state where it's legal,
Yeah.
have at it. Do what you want to do. Like, but hypothetically, I'm not getting fucking the cops coming to the place and be like, well, who fucking rented it? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I can see that.
and then also, you know, on top of it, your credit card charge for the hypothetical 3 nights that you stayed there for $600 because they couldn't hypothetically smoke for 3 fucking days.
What about like I know you're a smoker. What about smoking? Like, what'd you guys do?
We just smoked, but we made sure everything was cleaned up. We made sure all the butts were contained, thrown away. You know, that
Yeah.
I mean, I think half the house would have hypothetically smoked.
Yeah, yeah. But you all went outside for it every time. You had like a
Oh yeah,
corner.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't
Yeah.
smoke in the house. You don't smoke at anybody's house that doesn't smoke in their house. Like that's just
No, you just wouldn't
Like-
assume to do so. I mean, back in the 50s, yeah. You're like, you walk in. You ever notice like all those movies? Like, you walk into someone's house and be like, "Hello, Andy. Thanks for coming over." You know, it's like, "You got a light?" It's like, yeah, go ahead, smoke. Like, go ahead, smoke in my house. Like, it never comes up. Like, Andy, like not the Andy Griffith Show. It's the one where Dick Van Dyke is in it. The Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yeah.
It's just like they're smoking everywhere. It's like, "Hello, Cindy. How's it going? You like my solarium?" You know, and it's just like,
Now, on the reverse side of that, like, so, how do you feel about if you smoke in your house, somebody visiting your house, and you light up a cigarette inside and they bitch? Huh?
My house. It's my house.
yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of the same thing about your car too.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same concept with that.
Yeah. Like, do they have the right to bitch? Be like, fucking smoking in the house? Now my shit's gonna smell like it.
Well, definitely not that. Yeah, definitely not that. But even if I saw somebody smoking in their own house and I wanted to light up, I would definitely ask. So a lot of times, like, these hypotheticals, like, wouldn't happen to me because for the most part, I'd be like, you know, I'd be able to feel it out or I'd ask. But Yeah, and if like I said, hey Dustin, I noticed you're smoking in your house. Can I have one? I don't think he would say no.
But I'm saying,
Well,
like, somebody comes to your house, you smoke in your house, you don't,
And they don't smoke.
Don't smoke,
Yeah,
and
no,
they
definitely
bitch
not.
for you.
No. Yeah, they should bitch at you because like it's like you don't smoke in houses anymore. I'm actually more surprised if you do. Like Andy, what are you doing right now? It's like I'm on a podcast. It's like the fucking motif, you know.
That's right.
Like, you're not gonna.
It's the only time I smoke in my house, and I'm in my special room.
Yep.
So it's yeah. So it's the only time I smoke in the house. Other than that, I go outside. We get,
Right.
We go out back in the garage, wherever. Tony died again.
Oh, he's going out to smoke.
Oh, yeah. All this talk about smoking, and he can't help himself.
Yeah, they're right. Yeah.
That does work. It does work on me sometimes in movies and TV.
Don't forget they're about to scan his cat's chest.
Yeah, he's going to get a scan. He's going to scan his cat.
Yeah.
You guys sound like my doctor. What the hell? What's that mean? You really need to work on that. Okay. We'll talk next week.
I gotta ask because we all know why Dustin got rid of his beard. He went to the Backstreet Boys concert, but the Santa beard has ran into the lawnmower. What happened?
I need a haircut, so once I get the haircut, that goes away too.
You don't have any fucking hair.
Right.
Well, not right now, but you can see where it comes in. So
So do you actually go to a barber with that, or you just do that yourself?
now the wife does it.
So does she shave you too?
You mean like my head? Or
Yes.
Which
your
head?
You shave your face like your chin, right?
yes. So occasionally she'll do my head. Most of the time I just have her do it with the clippers, no guard, take it all off. But yeah, if I say go ahead and shave the head, she's all excited. So she loves doing that shit. She don't shave my face. I don't let her touch that.
So she don't shave your face. Does she shave your balls?
No.
No.
Fuck no.
Have you ever?
She tell you to?
Have you ever done that?
Let her do it?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, I don't want her down there.
I don't
That's
think
a
I would like
sharp
that
thing.
either.
Be fucking
Definitely wouldn't
Tony
like
Bobbitt.
Here's your
Really, I mean,
vasectomy.
you got to know your own touch, man. Like with stuff like that. Like, even the face, I'd be nervous as hell to have somebody cut my face. You know, gotta have your own touch and your feel. You're like, oh, I know how that feels. That's good. I'm good shaving. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, those were my hypothetical.
I like it. We need a
Stories.
hypothetical theme. Do you think this is gonna be a theme?
I needed to get into the mind of a pothead, and see kind of where things were. Do you have another question for us? Oh, you have a song.
The mind pothead. New segment.
Nice. Oh,
Gotta get
that,
into the
segment,
mindset.
that would be a great segment. So why don't you tell us about how, since this is now the segment, about how you were really fucking stoned when you came on here, and we tricked you into thinking you may have heard something that you didn't.
I definitely heard something. Andy was saying something about his earbuds. But I thought he was messing with me because I was saying, like, if you guys notice, like, if I'm looking at the screen, I'm not looking at the computer. The computer's over here. So I was saying stuff, and it helps me not pay attention well. And then I was really stoned because I tried something new out, or let's just say, and I got really bomb-ass fucked. And, what was I saying?
Bomb ass.
Yeah, you guys. Bomb ass fuck. That reminds me.
Which is what Tony got this week too. He got bomb ass fucked by your mom's ass dancing.
Oh, your mom.
I came outside at the wrong time.
You guys were saying something about your earbuds, and I thought you were saying something about how I can't figure out my setup because you always say I have a new background, or where is he today? You know, like this is even another view, you know. So I thought you were like saying stuff about that, and I was like really self-conscious. Like, what are they saying about me? I got really paranoid, and then I was like, no, seriously, I need to know what you guys said. Did somebody say something about how they're having a bear of a time with something and something? And you're like, no, I didn't hear that. Did you hear that? I was like, fuckers, man. Jeez, yeah. That's the last time I get on here and tell you like I'm under the influence or something.
Oh, we already know you're always under the influence. I think that's what you do right before you get on here.
No, not usually. No.
Oh. I see you're drinking the water. Do you have the cotton mouth?
Nah. No, I don't get like that. It's just I smoke too much too fast, you know, and like I didn't really eat today, so it's just like really messes with.
So does it fuck you up like alcohol? If you don't eat, you get fucked up?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that because you don't get sick. You don't get the sick feeling. You just.
I do.
Like, you do?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple times I've done it, I've gotten sick. So.
Well, the reason why I did it, and you're gonna laugh, and that's fine because of our podcast, is it's really humid today, and I was out moving stuff around. I was out moving stuff around in the shed because I was thinking about going back out there, but I quickly realized this fucking keyboard doesn't fit in there, and I don't have a smaller keyboard, so I botched that idea. But while I was out there, I was sweating my fucking ass off because it's so ridiculously humid. You wouldn't believe it, and I had a car with no AC one summer, and the only way I got around was like I got high, and like I didn't feel as hot. So I've worked it into my brain where like if I get high, I don't feel as hot, and like I stop sweating or something, or I just like feel less self-conscious about how much I'm fucking sweating. I don't know. It's just weird. And I said somebody would laugh. So
you got bomb ass high?
I didn't mean to. I just did it to kind of feel like better, and it's like out there. It's out there in the shed anyway. And I said, "Oh, I'll partoke," and then I just did too much. Yeah, feel free to use that one. And then it just happened, and then I looked. I was like, "Ah!" I did that like fucking eyes bulging thing, and I looked at the clock, and I was like, I ran down and got on here, and it all caught up to me. You know how like you're done like doing something like in emotion, and then then you're like not moving, so you're hot. It was like that, but with like being high. It's like I wasn't using it.
I have a question. So do you have like a regular? Do you just do like a certain type, or do you mix it up? When you walk in the store, like, hey, here's your regular. You ready to go?
Like when I walk into the gas station, they just hand me my cigarettes.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah. Plus, they call me Norm. So. Yeah, I don't like and then like if like people share, like they have like their stuff, like they're like they'll say like this is so and so and so and so, and I'm like I don't care. Yeah, I'm getting pretty high. Like nice. Trust me, like. I don't remember the last time pot hasn't done something for me. I mean, like one time in Glassboro, somebody said, "You guys look like you smoke weed. You want to try mine?" And we're like, "Of course." Like we're like kids, 20-something. We go outside, and this guy's been talking about his weed for like 45 minutes, and he's like, "Y'all, I never had nothing like this." And we're like, "Okay, cool, man. Yeah, we smoke it." It's like, you feel fucking shit, man. And I'm not like saying that to brag. It's just like. What? Like, we felt like going back to the dude and be like, what do you have? Like, do you want some of ours? It was terrible.
So did it smell like weed when you burned it? Or did it smell like oregano?
Well, you know how, like, it was definitely, no, it was weed. It was just not, like, like, we weren't smoking mids at that point. Like, we were beyond that. And his were mids, plus they were, like, old. Like, maybe by the time he even got them, or they just weren't cultivated correctly, because you get a really small high off it, if any, if like it's not like grown right. So I feel like there was a lot of that at play, and he just gets like cheap shit, but he's like raving about it. I'm like, good for you, you're getting fucked up on this shit. But it's like
And that was Inside the Mind of a Pothead.
I hope it's not doing that weird cutty off sound of it.
Cutty off.
Cutty off?
Cutty off.
Yeah, it's not cutty offy.
That's good.
Thanks for all the people that did join in on the live stream earlier.
Right?
Yeah. Who was that?
I have no idea. I got a message. You're streaming. Sorry.
Oh, cool. I hope we didn't I hope that wasn't anything where we said something we. Well, we never fucking edit this shit out, so it's fine.
No. Oh, you say
It's
all
all
kinds
raw,
of shit
raw.
I leave in there. Tony doesn't
Yeah.
say anything. Justin tries to get us canceled, and Dustin's the voice of reason.
I was watching last week's, and I'm like, I sound like the stupidest person. You guys have that problem when you watch them or listen to them?
I can never listen to myself talk.
I have the same problem. Andy's probably like, I turn you guys down.
Honestly, I lived it. I don't need to listen to it.
I'm the same way, yeah. But I watched it. I listened to it last week because it was in 2 parts, and I was like, I forgot since it's been 2 weeks, so I listened to it, and I was like, man, why am I talking about trans? Just lay off that shit, you idiot. You're only gonna get yourself in trouble. It's fuck, So anyway, just stuff like that.
I kind of forgot what we even talked about when I was uploading it. I'm like, shit, what is part 2? Just upload
Part
it,
2,
fucking
period.
make some shit up.
We had a lot of discussion. I find it to be pretty good discussion. I don't think anybody really said anything stupid or anything. I thought it was good. So go back and watch last episode if you haven't.
Yeah, and especially
This
episode.
somehow-
If you missed it, episode or part 1, and learn about the Canadian strippers, because I thought that was a very interesting story.
Yep.
I had no idea. I wouldn't have known either going to Canada and being like, well, you're supposed to whip them around and grab their titties and shit.
Who knew?
I
Hey.
didn't. I didn't.
Now when you go to Canada, you know.
I know. But now what if they change the fucking rules and I go up to Canada and I give her the old,
Yeah,
stink finger or something? Then what?
You'll find out.
Yeah,
You'll have to update Blair.
Yeah.
I definitely know you can't give them the old stink finger. They're now using the new stink finger. So
Oh, and what is that? How's that work?
it's just a reboot of the old one. So probably exactly the same thing, but younger.
Oh.
Yeah.
It probably has all kinds of political themes to the finger.
Yes, there's some chiding of how could you, and you're wrong.
So Tony, you get sick on pot?
Yeah.
Good for you. You did it right.
Yeah, well,
You did it right.
You never
It
got,
works.
It works.
you never had a good experience on pot. You just always got sick.
That's sick.
Man, see, I don't smoke it, but if you get me drunk enough, probably twice a year I'll smoke.
Well, you'll smoke if we get together, right? I mean,
Well,
that's
am I
special.
getting drunk enough?
No.
Yeah, we can't go to Vegas now.
You just do it because it's with me, you can make there's certain exceptions.
No,
You
there's
know?
not.
If you met Tommy, if you met Tommy Chung, he's like, "Hey man, you want to go smoke a joint with me?" You'd be like, "No, I don't do that."
I'd be
I
like,
fucking
let's do
smoke
10
with Tommy
shots
Chung.
first. We're doing 10 shots first.
All right, man. All right.
But
Hey,
you,
can I come
Dustin,
too?
Dustin, are you like a drunk smoker at all?
At times, yes. Depends who I'm around.
Just noisy.
Yeah, you get drunk enough, you're like, yeah, that sounds like a good fucking idea.
If I was with Justin, got drunk enough, I might dabble a little bit.
All right. I'll
Might
pencil it
dabble
in.
sober too, you know.
Yeah. See, he's more of the fun type than Andy. I think Andy would. I'd be like, but Andy.
I'd be like, here's a fucking shot. Do it.
All right, so one shot. Okay.
No.
You said here's a shot. Okay. So you heard it, right?
That's the start of it.
Each puff, you gotta take a shot. Each puff.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go.
Shot
There you
the
go.
ball.
Shot for puff. That's fine. I'll give you a good puff.
I'll get you really fucked up.
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Somebody will walk where we're at, and we'll all be laying on the floor, passed out.
Yeah, you'll have had one puff, and I'll have had one shot. And I'll be like, no more.
No more.
You're gonna you owe jelly beans still. We got to see the jelly beans, and there's a ton of bets.
Fuck.
There's a ton of bets on this fantasy football too. So
yeah.
That's
So I'm gonna eat 5 jelly beans next time. I get the beans.
Okay.
I'll get them between now and then.
You can probably get them at Spencer's.
Yeah, I was just Five Below is where I remember seeing the Bean Boozled. And,
Yeah, you can do that.
I don't know how
Amazon's got them too.
I don't know how we're gonna do it. Like I'm sure they look like how they might taste. I don't have no experience with them, so
They do.
I promise I won't cheat. I will literally just like pour 5 out of the box, and like I'll try to pour 5, and then I'll just go with whatever it is.
So the way it really works is now if you just get the beans, then you can do that. But if you get the whole kit, it comes with a spinner,
Oh,
and you hit the spinner, and it lands on a flavor, and you got to.
No, to tell you the flavor.
Yeah, it'll eat one of. You have to eat one of those colors.
well, I'll be drinking that week for sure. And you know why?
There you go.
They actually did that at the Super Nationals when one day a heat winner. They interviewed all the heat winners and all the winners basically, and they had 2 in the hands, and they picked them out of the interviewer's hand. They had to eat one before they got interviewed. It was pretty comical. It was pretty fun to watch.
Wow, I'm kind of like borderline excited, and I don't want to be the only one to do this on the show. So we have another one. We have another. I don't remember. Do we have somebody else that made that as a bet?
There is, but I think it's on football.
Okay, so who and who though? I mean,
I would have to look. I know I made a list of what we got of everybody's bets. I'll have to find them. Talks amongst yourselves while I do that.
I'm just going to talk about how my Xbox goes on randomly.
It is Blair. Blair and myself have a bet of 7 beans
7 beans
for the season. Tony, after your mom's ass dancing bananas went up your ass this week, just remember our bet is 5 shots.
For the end of the season, right?
Yes.
And that's not how you start; it's how you finish, right, Tony?
I still got a chance.
But these are regular season bets. Am I correct on saying that?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not how you start the season; it's how you finish the season.
Yeah. So once we hit playoffs, all bets get paid. So
You make some trade.
now you're 0-1, and I am 1-0 with also the tiebreaker. So
It'll be like Aaron Rodgers. Lose the first game, win the next 7.
oh, and I have a bean bet too against my wife. If she beats me, she gets to wax my legs on the podcast. And if I win, she eats 10 beans. And of course, Dustin and I have either a snow cake to the face, or we'll be doing like a whipped cream pie or something if there's no fucking snow in December in Minnesota, which I can't fucking believe.
It's possible. It's possible.
No snow in December. You guys fucking home of hockey. You probably don't is the lake not frozen either?
Nope. Depends how cold it gets right away.
What the shit?
Frick, last year for Thanksgiving, we were playing football outside in our shorts.
Fucking Minnesota. Anyway.
Global warming.
No snow in December.
Those are the bets. We do have a week 2. I don't know how to find the schedule to let everybody know what the schedule is.
I got it up here if you want to know.
Now, what is next week's schedule? Who's playing who besides me kicking Justin's ass? So we let everybody know what to look forward to.
I play Blair Patterson hanging with Aaron Hernandez. Christina plays Paul Vosberg. You guys, it's Andy and Justin. And we covered
Tony and Mouse.
Tony and Mouse. Yep. Let's try to figure out Mouse.
Leaves Janelle with
Janelle and Boydie.
All right.
Which we got to talk to him. He's got to get another different name there. I mean, Team Boyd, that's the default name.
I don't know what just happened, but I think Justin just went back in the closet.
Did he ever come out of the closet?
Well, no, but he's in the closet. He's now in the closet.
He's probably going to grab another Shirley.
In the closet?
In the closet. Shirley in the closet.
Oh shit! I thought he wasn't about that.
We'll have to ask him when he comes back.
I guess so. Like I don't know. So Tony, what are you gonna do about this team because it sucks?
No, it doesn't. You just need to make some tweaks and let's take a look. I'm gonna look at it. We'll talk
What
about
do
it.
you mean it doesn't suck? It got its ass handed to him.
I mean, Burrow just had a bad game. 4 interceptions. So
If you got, so let me ask you this: if you got the points back that you lost on the interceptions, do you beat me?
no,
Okay.
not close. No, but yeah, hey,
If your
Robinson-
receiver got average points instead of 2, do you beat me?
yeah, 1 reception for 12 yards and 2 points.
Hell, I whooped your ass and my kicker got 1 point. Oh, here comes Justin. He's coming out of the closet now.
Oh boy, here we go.
We have to find out what it was like in the closet with Shirley. Here he comes.
I did
He's
pick up Matt.
out of the
He
closet.
can hear us.
Hey, boys. Notice something different about me? That's the bathroom, you mucks. I can only jaw for so long before I have to make...
Duty?
Nah, just a whizzin'.
Oh.
Man, I wish I could bust one out that fast. Bust a doozer.
Well, Justin has officially come out of the closet, the water closet.
I got the WC. Oh, WC.
Well, everybody go back and check out last episodes too, because that was a ton of fun. We're going to have some stuff up, I think, here shortly. Some guys got some good videos maybe to pop up on the page. Make sure you're on the Facebook page. What is it? BACC ABCDXYZ? What is it? BACC fan page?
Sure.
It's the BACC Talk fan page.
Jesus
It's like you're taking a fucking eye exam trying to figure out what it says.
Yeah. So make sure you're following that. Get on there. And also just follow Backpack Podcast. Make sure you're following that on Facebook. Email us your questions, your comments, your answers. We had 2 fucking parts, 2 fucking weeks, no emails from like Brad or anything. So obviously he forgot about us. Fuck you, Brad. But email us at backtalkus@gmail.com. Let us know what you think of the show. Give us some topics to talk about. Always looking for those. We'll be back with you next week with a really exciting show. I know Dustin's got some good stuff planned for us. So I think it's about time to go visit Bubba Gump.
Oh yeah, shrimp.
Shrimp
I
boat.
don't even like. Shrimp.
Shrimp. Bubblegum shrimp.
Go around the horn, see how everybody likes shrimp. Dustin, talk to us about shrimp.
I love shrimp. It's really good. Not much I'll say about shrimp. But no, thanks for checking out the show, everyone. Can't wait to see you next week. We'll have a good show next week, like usual. Not much going on this week. Going back to work after a week off. It's gonna be fun tomorrow. But get back into reality without watching 500 or 400 races in a week. But it'll be interesting. Not much else to say. Our racing season wind down here, so got some more time, more free time. But see what happens.
Good deal. Tony, don't die on us this week, but give us some words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom?
Yeah.
No, words of wisdom. Don't do drugs.
Do you like shrimp?
Don't do drugs.
I don't like anything. What are you talking about? I'm a fucking meat and potato guy. That's about it. And fucking seashell, macaroni and cheese. That is it. I won't eat any other kind except for fucking seashell, macaroni. That's the best. But we argue in my house because the wife only eats crab. And I only eat Velveeta. So we don't have macaroni anymore.
I thought he said at first my wife only eats crabs.
No, it's your might. You don't eat crabs either, there, Tony?
No. I'm not a seafood guy, so.
Jesus.
You don't seafood and eat it?
No, not like that.
What else you got? Last words.
Yeah, it's been fun, hey, sorry we took a week off at a holiday, so back, send in your emails, questions, comments, whatever you got, let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys, so keep them coming. Been fun.
Good deal. Justin, do you like to get crabs?
No. Nope. I don't eat crabs, and I never had crabs on my body. And I do like crab rangoons, and that's about it. But
You ever had a blue waffle?
no, is that a bad thing? Is that a STD?
Yeah. I would highly suggest after this show is over that you Google pictures of blue waffle.
I don't think I want to. I'm just going to go in here and say I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to
Kind of like when we were talking about two girls, one
purge
cup.
that. Yeah. I'm going to purge that memory. Like, not gonna whatever the fuck you just said. I'm not going to look it up. Not
It
going to
was
look it
blue
up.
waffle.
God damn it.
Blue waffle.
Blue waffle. Yum. Is that what I'm going to say when I say it?
Yes, you are. Yes.
All right. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah. Everybody. Yeah. Everybody. Rock your body right.
Look
Everybody.
at Dustin, he's rocking out.
Streets back. All right. All right. Good deal. I'm gonna steal Andy's phrase.
That was for you there, Dustin.
That was for you, Dustin. I wanted to bring that up earlier, but yeah, I think that was the right chords actually too. Money, yeah, rock your body, yeah.
No offense, it sounded a lot better last night.
Ah, yes. Now I feel like I'm at one of my gigs. All right.
That just sounded like karaoke.
Yeah, it did.
Here's your
See?
prize. Here's your prize.
I know, I got nothing. Dollar store prize. Last two questions. I want you to answer them. I'm going to ask the question. I'll say 3, 2, 1. I need you all to answer at the same time, all right?
Yes.
'Cause I have two questions to catch up on. Trust me, it'll be quick. Ready? Favorite letter of the alphabet. 3, 2, 1.
E.
V.
All right, ready? Favorite number between 1 and 10. 3, 2, 1.
7.
3.
That's fun. See, now all my questions are done. So
Now, what was the point of those?
I just came up with them. Came up with the idea to ask them. Yeah, I was hoping you guys.
I've never even thought of a favorite letter in my entire fucking life until now.
What-
I just
What
said
did you
one.
say? What did you say?
I said E.
All right. What did
It
you
was
say?
the first
Dustin?
letter that came to my head.
I said V.
V is a good
V.
one. V is probably one of the better ones. What about you, Tony?
T.
Z?
T.
T. All right, for your
T
name.
for Tony. I should have said G.
So Andy was the only one that said a vowel.
A vowel. That means I'm
Did
the
you?
stronger person.
That means you're the leader.
I should have said why.
And Justin would have said, well, because I asked the fucking question.
Because I have 2 more questions to ask, all right? Got to make them up somewhere. It would have been awesome if you guys all said the same letter. How about that? You're all like, Z! Or something.
So who? Tony said the same number as me, I think.
Yeah.
You both said
Yeah, I heard
7.
2 sevens. And you said 3? What did you say? 3.
3.
Yeah. I would have said 3 because I was born on the 3rd. Cool. All right. Well, we learned a lot today.
So what's your favorite letter, Justin?
V. But I had time to
V?
think about it. Yeah, I would not argue Dustin's choice. V. Just think of the words that start with V.
So think of V for a second, right? So, real quick story before we take this off the air. Driving home yesterday from North Carolina, came through Virginia. I get like punch drunk when I've been driving too long and just get silly. Okay.
Been there.
So I'm talking to the wife. It keeps me awake too, right? Because otherwise it was fucking tunnel vision. You want to go sleep, but like, so we're just being silly with my wife, and I'm like, oh, we're in Virginia, you know, and we started talking about what Virginia is, and then she actually told me Virginia was something about in Europe where something about virgins in, so I'm like, it's actually, so like, it is like, it had something to do with a vagina.
Yeah.
And so Virginia is a virgin vagina.
There you go. A Virginia.
So
A vagina.
anybody living that is living in Virginia has to have a virgin vagina, otherwise they have to leave.
Yeah, or be standing to the west.
So now, with that being said, my wife asked me, well, then what's a virgin penis? So that's obviously a Venus.
Vaginas.
But I said, what happens when a Venus and a vagina meet?
You
Yeah.
have 2 fewer virgins, I think.
Madden or virgin.
What?
Maiden. The meaning, it's a Latin word, Virgo, meaning maiden or virgin.
See?
According to legend, Virginia was a Roman girl who was killed by her father in order to save her from. I'm not going to read the rest.
Why?
But that's
Okay.
what it. Well, hang on, let me see if I can get into it.
Cliffhanger for next week.
You gotta read.
Save her
What?
protection by a corrupt government official.
Oh, from Jeffrey Epstein. Okay.
Yeah.
So Virginia is where Jeffrey Epstein lives, or lived.
The state of Virginia was named in honor of Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen.
See?
There you go.
So there you go. So anytime anybody goes through Virginia, I want you to just remember Virginia. And that's all I got.
Virginia.
So,
Virginia.
Justin,
Virginia. I love you. Virginia. You're only
a fuck away.
a fuck away.
On that note, Justin, last words.
I said my last words, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next week. And watch us on YouTube. Send us emails to backtalkus@gmail.com. BACC talkus@gmail.com about any of the stuff we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, like if you have
Or
a
any
vagina,
topics you want to talk about.
Yeah, any
let us
topics.
know. If you have a vagina, I'd like to know,
Or a Venus.
or a Venus.
Andy really wants to know
Especially
about
if
the
you have a 40-year-old Venus or vagina, that would be.
Venuses.
Might
Yeah.
have to interview you.
Yeah, no fakers.
Yeah. So, but on that note, thanks for joining in. Love you guys. As always, hit us up on the emails. Make sure you're on the Facebook. And until next week, tits up!
Good song right here.